Hey, my fellow Delconians, wanted to reach out and share the good news with everyone that everything is officially official now. It has been quite the journey the past year or so. I actually enrolled in my real estate salesperson classes right when I moved back here to Delaware County in this past June of 2022. Seems like a lifetime ago, but then seems like it was yesterday at the same time. And it's funny because I had just started a new job with a brokerage that was out of Silicon Valley. And I had been in kind of conversation about it with my manager, and she was like, yeah, I definitely think that would be something that would benefit you if you became a realtor. And that's something we definitely support. And so I looked into Real Estate University and enrolled in the classes. And I think it was like the second day that after I'd gotten my keys to my place in Eddystone, I was actually still sleeping in my living room on an air mattress waiting to get all of my furniture out of storage. So yeah, basically I'm on the path to homebuyership myself, also in the process of restoring my credit. So today I just wanted to kind of go over a few tips for those of us who are looking to reach goals as a home buyer here in 2023. And one thing I did want to mention is that when it comes to credit restoration, when it comes to hitting certain milestones with our finances, there's nothing to be ashamed about. There's a lot of stigma out there as far as like, oh, well, your credit's not great. So, there's nothing to be ashamed about. There's no shame or anything along those lines, because we all have situations that, blindside us in life. For instance, divorce, illness, medical issues. And in my case, I had gotten laid off at the beginning of the Silicon Valley tech slowdown, and I didn't have income besides unemployment for a few months. So it was either, hey, do I want to keep this roof over my head and keep paying my rent, or do I continue paying down my credit cards? So there's so many different aspects in that I've learned over the past 2 years in as far as hitting certain credit goals. And I should mention that I was pre-approved for a mortgage. I think it was February of 2022. And unfortunately, it was just, I was not at a point in my life where, I was ready to take on all the responsibilities of, owning a home, as far as, having to cut the grass and, taking on things like that I would normally call, my maintenance guy for. And that was just kind of, and deciding to move back here to Delaware County, I kind of wanted to rent for a little while, kind of see if this was an area that I'd even really like. And surprisingly, because the first time around, I was at a different point in my life. It was before I had really hit my spiritual enlightenment. And it was before I had my son. And I was just in a different mind frame. I kind of saw it one way. And now I really appreciate DELCO for what it is. And so if that is one of your goals, DELCO is a fantastic place to buy a home and to raise a family and to set down roots. And just a couple of things as far as, just becoming in alignment with the homeowner energy is, number one, we want to work on our credit. And once again, this is a process that I am going through myself because it's our credit score that really impacts our mortgage rate and what our future home loan may look like. So in the meantime, we really want to try to monitor our credit and keep track of our spending, start a savings plan, and just keep a record of how we're improving our score and, just get into the flow and get into a good, consistent habits of paying down our debts. We also want to start planning for our down payment and setting aside a certain percentage of each of our paychecks or whatever our streams of income may be to put it directly into a home buyer's fund. And in the meantime, working with our professional, working with an agent. If you don't have one, would love to connect with you. As far as exploring options, as far as down payment assistance. Here in Delaware County, we have a ton of homebuyer grant programs that will, I think, assist up to $10,000 towards a down payment and closing costs. And I think the minimum that we just have to come up with is $1,000, something like that. We also want to look into once, our credit score is starting to improve, we're starting to get those negative remarks, taken off of our credit score. We want to look into getting pre-approved from a lender. And that helps us to better understand what we're looking at as far as what we can borrow, and get an idea of what our numbers are. And pretty much all of this comes down to being able to prioritize our wants and our needs. Now, this is something that was one of the biggest roadblocks to me for the longest time, is being able to separate my wants from my needs. So the easiest way that I found to do this was to create a list of desired features and categories, from must-haves to a middle category of nice to haves, and then a third category of not so necessary to have at this point, but doesn't mean that it's not possible somewhere later on down the line in the future. And it just helps you to determine what's essential, if buying a home is something, becoming a homeowner and escaping that rental trap, that cycle, is something that is really important to you, and having equity in some property. And, this is something that is really important to, be in communication with your realtor or agent about, somebody who can kind of keep you accountable. And, we have a really great group here, that, provides that kind of support through Facebook groups and various other means of channel to, kind of just continue encouraging each other and to keep each other accountable, keep each other on track. Would love to connect with you and kind of give some more advice as far as reaching those homebuyer goals. And looking forward to connecting with you soon. Bye.